Father Pat Garrett with us this morning. Good morning, Father Pat. Thank you. And I want to talk just a moment, if we could, about your homily from this weekend regarding, a lot of people want to change the world when they're here on Earth, but then they get on through life and they're realizing, well, maybe I'm not changing the world, but in fact, maybe they are. If they focus instead not on the big W world, but on the little world right in front of them.
Yeah, that is the point, right? Especially now, right? We all we all want to change the world, right? There's so much wrong with the world, right? I mean, we with the pandemic and the economic outlook and um the the whole social unrest, right? I mean, no one's going to say, "Hey, I want to go out there and end the pandemic," right? Or I can end social unrest, but we take the burden of all of that onto our shoulders, right? And that's really what the gospel this last week was about, right? Is that we take all of these burdens of these things we can't change upon our shoulders, and we need to focus on what it is that we can change, right? And so we can't change the world, but we can change our world. We can change our perspective of the world. So yes, that right now with the politics the way it is, and with all the economic uncertainty, and even in matters of life and death, it can just seem to be overwhelming. But instead we've got to look at what we can do to change our world, to change our attitudes. And there's so much wrong with society today that if we just start looking at little issues and little problems within our world, right, we can make a big difference. We can make a big difference in the way we approach things. We can make a big difference in the world.
And on the same topic, just approaching it from another vantage point, Rejoice counselors spoke with us for this week's bulletin on how we can better emotionally manage a prolonged pandemic. It was a little bit easier to do when we thought it was going to only hang around for 2 or 3 months, but now we're looking long term. I talked to him and asked him, what are some of the things that we can do to help us prepare every day. And one of the things that was suggested was, don't try to seize the day. That's the big goal everyone wakes up with in the normal world. Seize the day, and not so much seize the day as it is now. Meet the day. We can't try to beat things. We just have to be there for it. 99% of it is just showing up sometimes.
That's so true, right? I mean, there is a lot of uncertainty in the future, right? And so we've got to take these things just day by day. And yeah, it's not like we're going to get up and conquer the day, right? Just being there and being present, and being present to the people around us, reaching out to them, right? I mean, so much of our problems today stem from this just rampant individualism that we've got, right? And that we just we isolate ourselves, right? We do it subconsciously. We don't even realize that we're doing it. And with this pandemic and with this social distancing and all of that, it's just further compounded that problem. I think that's what's led to a lot of the social unrest that we're seeing. Is people are just, they're just so focused on themselves now, and we've been, quarantined, and it's just gotten so frustrated that, each day we've just got to go out there and meet each day. I know I'm dealing with, more and more frustration, but, that's where prayer is so important, just to look at how we're interacting with people each day, how we're reaching out and treating people in our family, in our communities, and doing that regular examination of conscience, just being present to people each day. And we start finding that, as we do reach out, that changes us, that makes us happier, and makes us more vibrant. And so that's really what we've got to do. We can't change the world. We can't tackle all those problems, but we can change our world. We can change our perspective on the world. We can change on the way we deal with the world. we can change and influence the people around us that we have direct contact with. And that's what we've got to try to do. We have no idea how long this situation is going to be, where it's going to be. So we've got to just take each day at a time, just trying to reach out and build community the way we can.
I appreciate your comments, Father Pat. Let's revisit them in the next few days. The Rejoice counselors gave us a lot of helpful suggestions, as I mentioned. So we'll talk more about those in the coming days. So I appreciate you being with us today.
All right, good. Thank you.
Thank you.